Masters Week 1 to start out this week. Need more of that, Nick.
Absolutely. That's how he takes advantage of those par fives.
Oh, Matt McClung, the 6'2 guard who committed to Georgetown. Check out the dunks.
This kid is remarkable.
Oh, my goodness. Now, I'm looking forward to watching him play. We've had him on the show several times. Oh, come on now. His head's on the rim.
We've had his highlights on the show,
Yeah.
is what Cece was talking about, Jenna. You look confused.
Like,
where was I?
I know.
Where was I when he was here?
Whoa!
Oh, no.
All right, this is not great. Former NFL player Akbar Gabajabialamila. Nope, not even close.
He threw out the first pitch of the Phillies game.
No, he didn't. He tried to throw out the first pitch at the Phillies game. That's what happened. And the truth is, of course, he could make it. But there's nerves, and it's you know, you're on the mound, and you're holding a ball smaller than a football.
He
is.
I don't know. I'm not sure his lineage. I do know that is a John Wall-esque first pitch. That's remarkably bad for a pro athlete.
No, you know why? American Ninja Warrior, he hosts the show. They were in Philadelphia, so they were able to do it.
Okay, makes sense.
He's got a better chance of getting on that obstacle course. That was not a good showing there, buddy.
All right, the matchup we all anticipated out west, the one we all sort of knew we'd get, the one that'll make us East Coasters stay up way past our bedtimes. It is the Warriors, it is the Rockets, and it is Monday night. The Rockets haven't won a championship since 1995. Married with Children was still on TV. The Warriors have won 2 in the last 3 years. Golden State's head coach Steve Kerr is aware of the advantage, experience, and hardware that his team has.
I like where we are. Our guys have rings. That's a good position to be in. To me, the hardest championship is the first one, as an individual player and as a team, because you don't know. You don't quite know if you can do it. Once you get the first one, there's a little bit of house money, but you want it again because it's an unbelievable feeling. So I like our position. We're going to go in here knowing we're the defending champs, knowing we've got a couple championships here the last few years. Let's go get another one.
So we just talked about how important it is for the Cavs to win that first game in Boston. How important is it for the Rockets to get off on the right foot and win Game 1 against the Warriors?
Critically, wildly important. I have picked the Rockets to win this series for the last few months. I've said I believe the Rockets are the best team in the NBA. I think that their 50-5 record with Harden, CP3, and Capella playing is remarkable. I think the 65 wins matter, but almost all of that goes out the window if you lose Game 1. You lose Game 1, you might as well have won 55 games because you're giving home court to Golden State. And more critically than giving home court to Golden State, you are giving them the mental edge in the series where your season is on the line in Game 2. So while I'm not going to call it a must-win where if they don't win, the series is over, but it's as close to a must-win, in my eyes, for Houston as Game 1 can be. I think Golden State could win the series while losing Game 1. I think it is very hard to see a path for Houston to win the series if they lose Game 1.
Yeah, and there's no comparison Game 1 in the East and what Boston, the pressure they have, which is real, compared to the pressure that Houston has as the #1 seed, winning 65 games because of Boston. Man, you know what Boston's looking forward to? This young team with the 2 stars they have.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking forward to. So regardless of what happens Game #1, regardless of what happens Game #2, but in Houston, it could be they could be in a must-win situation in Game #2. 65 wins, totally out, home court advantage, already lost, and I believe the wild card is Steve Kerr. The reason why he keeps talking about these championships, because that's what he's telling to the team. And that's an actual strategy, just like playing defense, just like how they're going to move the ball. And the strategy is in crunch time, we have this feeling of winning more than they do. Their coach, nothing but disappointment. Chris Paul, first time being in a final. James Harden has been to a final, but is not a champion. So I heard Steve Kerr. And I believe that is the constant theme that Golden State is going to have as they go through this series, even if they were to get behind a game or 2. They're trying to rely on their championship pedigree and their championship experience.
And Golden State has seen in the toughest series they've ever had other than the finals, they've been down 3-1 in the series and came back. Everyone pokes says, oh, you blew a 3-1 lead in the finals, and they did. But that was after overcoming a 3-1 lead, and that was before they added Kevin Durant. That was against Kevin Durant.
But Kevin Durant has experience on the other side, too.
Exactly right. The other subtext of this series, to me, is fair or not, as brilliant, and I don't use that word lightly, as brilliant as James Harden has been in the last 4 regular seasons, this series will be a referendum on him, on his style, and on him as a champion-level player.
A question for you. Is it similar to what KD, when he makes the decision, when they get in the finals last year against LeBron? Is it similar to that?
Listen, I would say it's similar in that you're going to get the brunt of the blame if you don't pull it off. But the difference is, people didn't doubt, how good is KD really? And I still hear that with Harden. Harden's going to win the MVP, and there is still a segment of NBA fans that feel like this guy does it through bait and switch. He does it by tricking the refs. He does it with herky-jerky stuff. He does it with not just raw, great basketball skill. Now, I don't subscribe to that. I think he's a brilliant passer. I think he's one of the best step-back shooters I've ever seen. And I think his ability to draw fouls is a skill.
Yes.
But if Harden is not brilliant in this series, the Rockets can't win. And if he's mediocre in this series, they can't keep it close. And that will, if he's not great in this series, C, and Jenna, it won't matter what he does in any regular season moving forward. He will never be in the MVP discussion again because people will hold this against him. Like, if people will say, okay, yeah, but who cares? Like, this is fair or not, and I don't know if it's totally fair, will be a referendum on James Harden.
You say that you still feel that the Rockets can beat the Warriors if Harden plays great.
Yes.
You have to beat them 4 times. Like, you have to be great, really, really great to combat those 4 guys in the Warriors lineup 4 different times. And game 1, you think that can give them enough confidence? Because this is a Warriors team that you don't want to give them any momentum because you know what they can do with it.
Absolutely. Though it's why I think game 1 is so important, but why do I think James Harden can be great over the course of the series? Because I've seen him be great over the course of 4 years. I've seen him be statistically the best player in the league this year. I believe in him. Maybe I'll look foolish for it. I believe in Chris Paul, and I think Clint Capella is one of the more underrated players in the league.
Yeah, I think it's a great matchup. I think the styles, and it's also, you gave me some great intel on this. It's also 2 teams that really believe in basketball analytics. And now how they play and how they take shots and stuff is totally different. Their philosophies are totally different. But the concept of shooting threes, playing at a pace, and the spacing of the court are very, very similar. But of late, Nick, this is not like me. I'm starting to like Golden State.
I knew it. I felt it the other day.
I'm starting to understand the championships and seeing how KD, there is no answer to KD, you know, with Clay. So I'm saying right now, I'm not making a prediction, but the Golden State and the championship is starting to rub off.
I felt it coming. I felt it coming the moment C.J. McCollum was out here the first day, and I said I got the Rockets in 7, and he was shocked. He was like, oh, you don't just think they can win, you think they will win. And the more people you talk to around the league, they would be, it almost feels like people would be more shocked by Houston winning this series than by the Celtics beating the Cavs. That even though Vegas doesn't say it'd be the bigger upset, feels like people around the league think it will take a disaster for Golden State, an injury in the series.
People around the league do have a lot of confidence in the Warriors.
People around the league,
and they've gotten to me.
Yeah, I saw that coming, and so I get that, and you might be proven out correct on this. Listen, sometimes I'm a slave to history to a degree. The 65 wins really matters. You don't win that. That's a number that has been a key number in NBA history. The 50-5 matters to me, and the home court. We saw Boston win game series 1 and I think series 2 in large part because they had home court. I think the home court matters. Now, if we get here Tuesday and the Warriors blow them out, I'm going to feel like a fool.
20 teams have won 65 teams in the regular season.
And 15 of them won the title.
And 15 of them won the title.
Yep, won the title. Not even, forget make the finals, win the title.
That's a good number to keep in mind.
I knew this was coming. I knew it.
Set you up. Coming up, one NBA superstar looks like he's heading to a new team, and another is staying put. We're going to sort it all out next on First Things First.
I'm trying to teach you, when you have your own show, you can change your...